Hey, Stephen Brooks here, and I teach traders who have $25,000 or more in their trading accounts how to generate a very reliable salary trading as much as 2 hours a day, as little as 5 minutes a week. Plus, we have an AI automated trading bot that does a lot of the heavy lifting for us. Now, I have a question for you. And before I ask you this question, I want you to really get rid of all the distractions, all the other browser tabs that you have open. Please close those. If the television is on, please turn that off. If there's background noise or something going on in the room that you're in right now, please go ahead and go to another location. When I ask you this question, I really want to make sure that I have your total and undivided attention. Good. So here's my question. What trade will you make today? What trade will you make today? Now, if you're like 99% of the folks who are going to be watching this video, your answer is going to be, I don't know. If you're like the 1% of people who are watching this, your answer is going to be, I'm going to tell you exactly the trade I'm going to take today. The market's going to go here, I'm going to see this, and then I'm going to place the trade. And this all comes down to a lot of traders when they enter the market, a lot of traders when they're unsuccessful, when they're not getting the consistent and predictable results that they're looking for, they don't really have a plan. And when I say they don't really have a plan, they just straight up do not have a plan whatsoever. In fact, you should be able to tell somebody a trade that you will make hours before the setup even presents itself. Now, if you're not doing that, this video is meant to help you. So all that means is that you don't actually know what you're looking for on a given day, which means you don't have a plan, which means you don't have a system or a particular strategy or a particular methodology that you have confidence in. And again, if you're watching this video and you feel like you fall into the category of, I have no idea what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do kind of what I hear from this person over there, or what I hear on the news, or what I hear on television, again, that's okay. Everything in trading is very fixable, way quicker than you think it is, right? Because success in trading almost never has to do with the actual trades. It nearly 100% of the time has to do with everything else other than the actual trades. So if you are somebody that does not know what trade you're going to place potentially hours before it presents itself, well, this video is specifically for you because I'm going to walk you through a couple of things that you can do right now today, watching this video, to help you really narrow down on a strategy. Because a lot of what I teach, and one of probably the biggest reasons why my students get such incredible results, at least compared to what they're supposed to get. Remember, as a non-professional, you're supposed to get chewed up and spit out by the market. As a non-professional, you're supposed to lose money all the time. You're supposed to basically just hand your money directly to Wall Street as a non-professional. But the people who I work with, the students who I work with and coach, the opposite is true. They're making money really 3 out of every 4 weeks. Most people more than that, but I just want to give something that is realistic. 5 out of every 6 months and every single year. And I don't feel that is difficult at all. And one of the reasons we've been able to really get everyone who comes through our door, for the most part, some people don't, but really the overwhelming majority of people who come through our doors, the reason why we're able to get them that kind of consistency, that kind of reliability, that kind of predictability is because we like to focus on one single strategy in one single product and then aggressively eliminate everything else away from that. So if you are somebody that doesn't really know exactly what you're going to do today, that is again because you don't really have a system that you trust. You don't really have a methodology that you have confidence in. And you should get to the point where you should be able to, hours before a trade presents itself, be able to know exactly what you're going to do. So let's go ahead and dive into that. So if you don't know what that is right now, again, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. However long is left in this video, 5 minutes or 10 minutes or however long is left in this video, I'll give you literally the step-by-step for how to do that. So the first thing is, number one, look at your trade log. Look at your trade log. What is the single most profitable trade that you have done since you've been logging your trades? Great. That is the one you focus on and you remove everything else. You literally don't even think about anything else except for that one particular trade that your trade log and the data shows has made you the most amount of money. That's it. Now, the reason this video isn't over is because 99.99% of the folks who are watching this video do not log their trades. So if you do not log your trades, well, the data isn't going to be able to tell you anything because you don't have actual data. Your trade log isn't going to be able to tell you anything because you don't log your trade. So wink, wink, hint, hint, start doing that maybe. Now, you haven't done it to date before you started watching this video, and that's okay. So what you need to do is you need to take about 10 to 15 minutes. You need to go into a room with a paper and a pen. You need to leave your phone outside of the room. You need to make sure that you have nothing else going on in that room except for you, your pen, and your notebook or paper or whatever you want to call it. And you need to sit there and you need to ask yourself the question, what single trade that I have done for however long, the last 5 years, the last 10 years, however long you've been at this, what single trade has performed better than all the rest? Now think about it. Write it down. My guess is everyone will have an instinct, a reaction of what that actual profitable, that most successful trade actually is. Write it down. Then write down exactly what the rules of that system are, or the framework of that system, or write down what that strategy actually is. That is your one trade. Because you should know that trade so well, because it's made you so much more money than every other trade that you've done. You should know that trade so well that, number one, you know exactly what to look for on a given day. Number two, you know exactly the trade that you would place, literally like the buttons you would click, potentially hours in advance. That is what we're looking for. And then when you're going out there trading each and every day, you take that notebook where you wrote down the trade, where you wrote down the step-by-step for how to do it, you smack it next to you on the desk, and that is all you do. Now, sadly, the majority of those who are watching this video will not do this, because the majority of those who have watched this video have really bad ingrained habits over a lot of years of doing this wrong, of having many monitors, many charts, many indicators, listening to the news, being in 50 different chat rooms at the same time. I don't know, like talking on the phone with a friend of a trader who consistently loses money, but you listen to that person anyway. Whatever it is, a lot of bad habits. In order to get over the bad habits, you need repetition. That is the opposite of those bad habits, of those negative habits. So what you need to do is, before the market opens, whatever that trade is, whatever that system is, whatever that thing is that have generated you the most amount of money, and you know what it is. You know what it is. And if you're saying you don't, stop lying to yourself. You know what that trade is. You know what the entry is. You know what the exit is. You know what the setup is. You know what the whole system is. You need to write it down on a piece of paper, literally 50 times in the morning before the market opens and 50 times before you go to bed. That will start to give you enough repetitions of a good habit to start getting rid of the really bad habits that you have of information overload, doubling down on positions, over trading, aka randomly clicking buttons and not really having any idea what you're doing, thus getting results that are commensurate with that. But if you really understand what that one particular trade is that have generated you, there's somebody on the roof across the way. But if you've really written down and are really very clear on what that one specific trade, strategy, system, framework, whatever it is you want to call it, that you know, and you know the answer to this, that has generated you the most amount of money consistently over the years, and you start to ingrain that into your brain via repetition, and then have them out in front of you every single day, well, shit. Imagine if all you did was do that trade. Not only how much money would you not have lost, but how much more money would you have made? A ton. Thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. And the difference between where you are today, which is scattered all over the place, no real direction, versus, hey, I'm looking for one thing, and if I get it, great, I'll take the trade, and if I don't, who cares, is repetition. How do we get that repetition? Literally, a pen, a piece of paper, and write it down 50 times before the market opens. I promise you, you will set the intention to actually do the thing that has generated you the most amount of money. Now, again, I want you to really understand this. We still haven't talked about trading in this video. We still haven't talked about trading in this video because success in trading has nothing to do with the actual trades. Again, you want to know, you want proof of that? You've done this trade before. Yet, it's one of the 50 things that you do. And then when you hear about another trade, you all of a sudden go to that, even though the holy grail that you've been searching for this whole time has been under your nose the entire time. So again, if you don't know exactly what you're going to do today, now if you're watching this on a Saturday or Sunday, I'm talking about when the market's open. But if you don't know exactly what you're going to do the next day the market is open, you need to go through this exercise. You need to understand what that one trade is that has generated you the most amount of money the most consistently over the years. You need to be very, very clear on what the system is of that, what the strategy is of that, what the framework is of that, and write it down. Then every single morning before the market opens, write it down 50 times. I promise you, you're going to be thinking about it a lot more than some of that other garbage that you do. And then before you go to bed, when your brain starts to get into theta waves, do it 50 more times. In about a week, it will start to become second nature where you don't need to write it down as much. And then all of a sudden, imagine this. Imagine you're only placing trades with the system or the framework that has generated you the most amount of money over the years. So again, my name is Stephen Brooks. I teach traders who have $25,000 or more in their portfolios how to generate a very reliable salary, trading as much as 2 hours a day, as little as 5 minutes a week. Plus, we have an AI automated trading bot that does a lot of the heavy lifting for us. If that is something that is interesting to you and you have more than $25,000 in your trading account, go ahead and click on the link I've added to the description of this video. What's going to happen is that is going to redirect you over to a form of ours. It's going to be an application. Fill out the application, schedule a time to speak with somebody on my team, and then on that call, we will see if you are a good fit to work with us. And if we do think that you're a good fit to work with us, we will extend you an invitation to join our program where you can get pretty similar results, hopefully, as everyone else. If not, no big deal. Go ahead, give me a like, share this video, go ahead and subscribe, smash the bell so you can be notified for any other videos that I come up with in real time. But again, at the end of the day, trading is easy if you want it to be. Trading is hard if you let it be. I want trading to be easy. Allowing trading to be hard is, I have no fucking clue what I'm going to do today. I'm going to copy this person. I'm going to read this news article and do something. I'm going to literally click buttons if some indicator does X, Y, and Z. That is allowing trading to be hard. Making trading easy is, I'm looking for one thing today. And I'm not thinking about anything else. Just think about how much better your results would be if you can just remove all the garbage and focus on that highest leverage point, which is, again, that one single strategy that has performed the best overall for you over the longest period of time. I'll see you in the next one.